Russia's experimental nuclear-powered cruise missile, the 9M730 Burevestnik, is once again making headlines. Buzz in Moscow suggests the missile recently completed a long-duration flight powered by a compact nuclear reactor. On October 21st, President Vladimir Putin was reportedly briefed that a Burevestnik had flown for 15 hours, covering about 14,000 kilometers, 8,700 miles using its onboard reactor. However, there has been no independent verification, such as satellite imagery or international monitoring, to confirm that the test actually took place. In this video, Defense Updates explains why the West should be concerned about Russia's Burevestnik missile. Before we proceed, a word on NordVPN, which is one of the most trusted and fastest VPN brand that has a no-log policy validated by Deloitte. NordVPN provides a 256-bit encrypted tunnel that protects your privacy and also enables you to access contents that are blocked based on geolocation. Its threat protection system helps you avoid phishing, scams, and malware. NordVPN application is available for all the major platforms as well as browsers. Get an exclusive NordVPN deal with massive saving by going to nordvpn.com/defense or clicking the link in the description. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Viewers may recall that the Burevestnik was one of several advanced weapons unveiled by President Vladimir Putin on March 1, 2018, during his State of the Nation address to Russian lawmakers and senior officials. It was introduced alongside other next-generation systems, including the Avangard hypersonic boost glide vehicle, the Poseidon autonomous nuclear torpedo, the Sarmat intercontinental ballistic missile, and the Kinzhal air-launched ballistic missile. At the time, Putin described the Burevestnik as a missile that could fly as long as you like, claiming it was designed to evade missile defenses by flying at low altitudes and offering, in theory, unlimited range. The concept of nuclear-powered missiles and torpedoes dates back to the 1960s, when both the US and the Soviet Union explored similar ideas. The United States looked at similar concepts in the 1950s under Project Pluto. That program developed prototype nuclear ramjet technology but was never deployed because of safety and political concerns. Putin's 2018 announcement signaled that Russia had revived the concept, aiming to harness this once-shelved technology for strategic advantage. The 9M730 Burevestnik, NATO reporting name SSC-X-9 Skyfall, is described as a nuclear-tipped, nuclear-powered cruise missile, meaning it combines a nuclear warhead with a compact fission reactor used for propulsion. Unlike conventional cruise missiles such as the US Tomahawk, this design operates differently. The Tomahawk carries a limited supply of liquid or solid fuel for its turbofan engine. This fuel restriction sets a practical range limit. The Tomahawk's maximum range is around 2,500 kilometers, about 1,550 miles, depending on the variant. In contrast, a nuclear-propelled missile would have a vastly extended endurance. In theory, it could even have near unlimited range. That's because its reactor technically provides an unlimited heat source instead of relying on a finite fuel load. Open-source assessments and public U.S. intelligence reporting indicate the Burevestnik concept uses a conventional rocket booster to reach speed and altitude, then switches to a reactor-based propulsion mode. Air drawn into the intake is passed through the reactor and heated directly. The resulting high-temperature airflow generates thrust in a fashion analogous to a ramjet or turbojet, but driven by nuclear heat rather than chemical combustion. Externally, the missile appears conventional. A mid-mounted wing, rear stabilizers, and a slender fuselage housing the propulsion and payload. The engineering and operational challenges are substantial. Shielding a compact reactor, protecting electronics from radiation, managing reactor startup and shutdown, surviving high thermal and mechanical loads, and ensuring safe handling and storage all present difficult technical problems. There are also acute environmental and safety risks. A crash or failed test could disperse radioactive material over large areas. The Burevestnik program reportedly began flight testing at the Kapustin Yar range in June 2016, marking Russia's first known attempt to validate its ambitious nuclear-powered cruise missile design. Subsequent tests over the following years yielded mixed results. On January 29, 2019, Russia conducted what it described as a partially successful launch, suggesting progress in sustaining flight under nuclear propulsion. However, just months later, the program suffered a major setback. On August 8, 2019, an explosion at a test site near the city of Sarov, home to Russia's nuclear research center, killed 5 top scientists from Rosatom, the Russian state atomic agency, and injured several others. The blast caused a brief spike in radiation levels in the surrounding region, raising international concern. According to U.S. intelligence assessments, the explosion occurred during an operation to recover a lost Burevestnik missile from the seabed after a failed test, highlighting the dangers associated with nuclear-powered propulsion experiments. The incident drew global attention. Then U.S. President Donald Trump commented on the disaster via Twitter, stating, "The United States is learning much from the failed missile explosion in Russia. We have similar, though more advanced, technology. The Russian Skyfall explosion has people worried about the air around the facility and far beyond. Not good." Since its inception, the Burevestnik program is believed to have undergone around 13 to 15 test launches, with most resulting in partial or complete failures. Despite these setbacks, Russia continues to pursue development, suggesting the Kremlin views the weapon as a key component of its future strategic deterrent, one capable of bypassing existing missile defense systems and maintaining global reach through near-unlimited flight endurance. If Russia fully realizes the Burevestnik concept, the strategic picture would change dramatically. Burevestnik would pose a unique challenge to rivals for several clear reasons. It could reach targets anywhere on the globe. No location would be entirely safe from its reach. Paired with a nuclear warhead, it could threaten even hardened strategic sites. Its propulsion gives it near unlimited endurance. In theory, a reactor-powered missile could stay aloft far longer than a conventionally fueled cruise missile. That makes persistent patrols possible. It echoes Cold War dynamics when nuclear-capable bombers loitered on station to reduce vulnerability to surprise strikes. Detecting and tracking such a weapon would be hard. Its flight profile could include low-altitude sea skimming or long, unpredictable routing. That complicates early warning and interceptor queuing. Defeating it late in flight risks catastrophic consequences because the warhead is nuclear. An interception over or near populated areas could spread radioactive contamination. Defenses would need to detect, track, and neutralize the threat far from coastlines. Command control and arms control implications are profound. NATO and other U.S. partners would need more and better early warning sensors. Interceptor systems would have to operate farther from coastlines and with faster queuing. Command and control practices and escalation management would also need reassessment to avoid dangerous miscalculations. In the current climate of already heightened tensions, it would further complicate diplomacy and arms control efforts.